Okay, we've got another $2 request from Neri Garcia once again. And for this question, we are putting the Morphing Grid from Power Rangers into the world of Marvel Comics and picking 6 Marvel characters to become the team of Power Rangers. And in terms of picking the team, the age of the character isn't going to be too much of a factor because when you morph, you actually revert to your prime age. Now, some might think this is an unorthodox pick, but I'm going to have Wolverine as the Red Ranger. And I'd have him be the kind of consecutive team character, one who's on multiple teams. Like, for having the ability to just live for as long as he can. I would have it to where he's on the original team of Rangers when he's on the younger side, and every time some Rangers rotate out, he is the consistent member. In all honesty, he'd pretty much be like the Tommy Oliver of the Rangers in Marvel. Just always being there, just sometimes in a different costume. For my Blue Ranger, I'm going to pick Mr. Fantastic. More often than not, the Blue Ranger is almost always the brains of the operation when it comes to Power Rangers. And when you think of Marvel and brains in the same sentence, Mr. Fantastic should be in at least your top 5 list when you think of smart Marvel characters. Plus, look at the bonus. His costume's already blue, so he's already halfway there. Next up, here's a creative thing I want to do. I'm going to have the Green Ranger be specifically Bruce Banner, not the Hulk. Because I would have it to where, when morphed, not only is he going to obviously bulk up a little bit as Bruce Banner to fill the suit, but I would have it to where not only can he use the Ranger abilities like normal, but while retaining his Bruce Banner physique, will be able to use the strength of the Hulk on top of his Ranger powers. So he'd have all the raw power of the Hulk while still being as agile as a Power Ranger. Next up, you could put Storm as either the Yellow or Pink Ranger, mainly because in multiple series, Yellow and Pink tend to have a lot of elemental control, like either wind, electricity, or just some kind of element. Now, you could fill in whether you think she'd fit better as a Yellow or Pink Ranger, but I'm not sure who I should fill in for the other one, whichever one she takes up. I'm not sure what to fill with the other one. So, whichever spot you put Storm in, feel free in the comments to tell me who you'd put in the other position, either Yellow or Pink. But for absolute certain, for the 6th Ranger, I am choosing Magneto. It was an instant pick the moment I saw this request. The main reason why is when you think of the 6th Ranger, more often than not, they will have started out as either antagonist or an outright villain, and will then be reformed later on in their run. Sound familiar? Magneto started as an antagonist, and eventually became one of the best allies of the X-Men as a whole. Plus, when he morphs, physically, he will revert in age to his physical prime while still mentally retaining all of his experience with his mutant ability. Plus, in all honesty, not only is he going to have even stronger control over it because he would be back in his prime while having this ability, but every character I've listed here, their own abilities are going to be further amplified thanks to the powers of the Morphing Grid. Now, in terms of like a theme for what I think the team of Rangers would have for like Zords, there is so many you can go with. Because Zords and just the Ranger themes in general could range from just vehicles, construction equipment, prehistoric animals, modern day animals, mythical creatures, or even straight up humanoid Zords. And although this is probably one of the most boring of the options, I think thanks to like having Reed on their team, they would probably go with something like the humanoid Zord variant and a type of like normal mech suit idea. And on top of the Morphing Grid being able to help their Zords stay together in a fight, if for whatever reason they're fighting something that could destabilize the connection of their Zords, the Zords are mostly metal, so Magneto could just hold the Megazord together even if the opponent is stronger than the connection of the Morphing Grid. But yeah, what do you guys think of the team I made? What would you change? What would your personal team of Power Rangers in Marvel be if you had to decide? I would love to see the answers that some of you guys come up with.